So, licensing your intellectual property, it's kind of like unlocking a superpower for your business, right? I mean, it can blast open doors to brand new markets and spark some seriously incredible innovation. But, with great power comes great risk. If you don't have the right protections in place, you could literally watch your brand get watered down or your competitive edge just vanish. So, how do you get all that reward without the risk? Well, today, we're going to break down the essential guardrails you absolutely need to protect your most valuable assets. I want you to think of licensing as a tightrope walk. Seriously. On one side, you've got this massive opportunity, new money coming in, reaching new customers, and creating things you couldn't on your own. But then you look to the other side and whoa, there's some major risk. If a licensee messes up or misuses your IP, it can damage your brand, create a competitor you never saw coming, and just tank the value of the very thing you worked so hard to build. It's a really delicate balance, for sure, but it's one you can control. So the secret here isn't to run away from licensing. No, it's about mastering it. And the key is building clear, totally enforceable boundaries right into the DNA of your agreement. And you got to stop thinking of them as just a bunch of restrictive rules. They're not. They're more like a strategic framework. These are the guardrails that keep both you and your partner on the road to success. Okay, let's dive into our first guardrail. And honestly, this is the big one. It's all about defining the scope of use. You can think of it as literally drawing a detailed map for your licensee. It tells them exactly where they're allowed to go with your IP, what they can do when they get there, and, just as important, where that road ends. And what's so important here is how these four pieces fit together like a puzzle. You have to get specific, like what countries are we talking about here? What exact products or industries can your IP be used in? How long is this deal even good for? And hey, can they turn around and give these rights to someone else? Answering these questions with total precision is what stops confusion and protects your own future options. And this is a perfect example of why that map is so important. Territorial overreach is such a classic mistake. Imagine you give a partner the rights for Europe, right? Next thing you know, they're selling in Asia, a market you were saving for yourself, or maybe for another partner. By defining those territories in black and white, you shut down these kinds of conflicts before they can even get started. All right, on to guardrail number 2. This one shifts the focus to quality. Your IP, it doesn't matter if it's a brand, a design, or some amazing piece of tech. It's built on a promise you make to your customers. This guardrail, it's all about making sure your licensee keeps that very same promise. Yeah, this quote absolutely nails it. See, quality control isn't just about getting picky over tiny details. It's about protecting the trust and the reputation that you've spent years building. Because think about it, if a licensed product is junk, who gets the blame? It's your name on the box. It's your reputation that takes the hit. Okay, so how do you actually do this without becoming a micromanager? Well, a simple approval process is incredibly powerful. Let's say it's for marketing stuff, new product designs, or even the packaging. The licensee just sends it to you for review. You give it the thumbs up, and then it goes to market. It's a proactive step that makes sure everything aligns with your standards and keeps that brand promise totally intact. All right, our third and final guardrail. And this one, well, this one is about drawing some hard lines in the sand. We're moving away from defining what a licensee can do, and we're getting crystal clear about what they absolutely, positively cannot do. We're talking about the no-go zones. And this is just non-negotiable. Some things are so potentially damaging, you have to spell them out, loud and clear, off limits. When you're talking about prohibitions, any kind of ambiguity is your worst enemy. If you leave things unsaid, you're creating loopholes. And trust me, loopholes always lead to misuse. You've got to spell it out. So, what kind of stuff are we talking about? Well, here are some of the big ones. Telling them they can't reverse engineer your tech. That protects your secret sauce. Banning them from sub-licensing without your permission, that keeps you in control of who's touching your IP. Making it clear they can't slap your brand on some cheap or unethical product, that protects your reputation. And this last one is huge. Preventing a licensee from using your own IP to compete against you, that protects your entire business. So I know what you might be thinking. All these rules, these boundaries, doesn't that make for a tense partnership? It seems like it would, right? But actually, it's the complete opposite. The real payoff for setting up all these guardrails is a stronger, more successful partnership for everybody. And here's why it works. When your partner knows exactly what the rules of the road are, where they can go, what the speed limit is, what the no-go zones are, they can hit the gas and innovate with confidence. They're not constantly worried about stepping on your toes. And that kind of clarity, well, it builds a foundation of trust that lets you both win.
Okay, so let's boil it all down. If you remember nothing else, remember these 3 key guardrails. Number 1, define the scope with a clear roadmap. Number 2, control the quality to protect your brand's promise. And number 3, prohibit misuse by setting those clear no-go zones. If you can master these 3 things, you are well on your way to protecting your IP.
And that really just leaves us with one last very important question you should be asking yourself. Take a hard look at your own agreements, or the ones you're thinking about creating. Are your guardrails really strong enough to protect your most valuable assets on the road ahead?